Hi, this is Curtis Ayers, and this is just a very quick overview of some of the tools in Modo that let you create curved items or that let you curve existing geometry. So let's get started with the Tube Primitive tool over here in the toolbox. Click in the window, and you can see this nice curved shape happening. And this is fully editable. Over here you can see under the mode you can add or edit or delete these control points. And you can also control the complexity of the geometry using the sides slider here and the segments. So as you pull this over, you can see the polygon count going up and the shape becoming smoother. So there you have it. Let's drop that tool, and the next thing I want to show you is the bridge tool. So let's copy these two faces here, and we'll delete this whole shape, paste it back in the window again, and you'll see the two faces. And select both faces, go to duplicate and bridge, and there you see it bridges between the two faces. Pretty straightforward. You can control the segments over here, and you can make a twist, and the mode can be linear, but we're talking about curves here, so go back to curves. And the tension here will increase or decrease the curve, as you can see. I find the tool can be a little hard to control depending on the shape and angle of the faces. Sometimes it helps to create an intermediate face in between the two and bridge from one to the next. But generally it works very well. And let's drop that and delete this. The next thing I want to show you is the curve or Bezier extrude tool. So let's see, again, we're going to need some, let's pull this down so we can see our tools. Go back to the basic tab, and we're going to need a profile of some kind. So let's do that. Drop the tool, we'll go to our front view and wireframe so we can see what we're working on here. And go back to duplicate and Bezier extrude. And you can see above that there's curve extrude. They work similarly, but I prefer the Bezier extrude as with a background in software like Adobe Illustrator. This allows you to pull out these handles, and I find it gives you a little bit more control. So you can control these points, the position, and let's go to our shaded view to see what's going on. And again, you can see this is pretty blocky, so under the steps, you can increase the number of steps to make this a smoother curve. We can go even higher. And again, under the mode, you can edit, delete, or add these control points. So there you have it. Let's drop that. And the next thing I want to show you would be the render curves function. And this is kind of interesting. This method doesn't actually generate any polygons as the curve is created at render time. So let's go to the basic tab, get our Bezier curve tool, and we'll draw out a spline path here. Keep it pretty simple just to show the tool. And let's drop it, and we'll hit the M key and set a material for that so we can see what we're working with. Let's name it something like bend or bendable, something creative, and give it a color, something bright so we can see what we're doing. Hit OK, and then we go over to our items tab, click on the mesh we just created, and then go down to the right here and click on the mesh tab here, and you're going to click if I can just find it, let's pull this up a little bit, render curves right there, and we'll hit F8 to get a preview window, we'll hit Shift A to center that. Let's zoom in, and there you'll see your nice rendered curve with our material applied, and we can control all that obviously in the shader tree under bendable, our material that we created. So the advantage of this obviously is that it keeps the file size smaller because of the lower polygon count, because it's done at render time. So the disadvantage is obviously that you don't end up with any editable polygons, but depending on the situation and the project, it can be a really handy method. So the last thing I want to show you is the bend tool. You can't have a video about curving and bending things without the bend tool. Let's create some geometry here. We'll get the cube, and let's go into our perspective view, and we'll draw this out along the z-axis. Let's get it kind of long, and we need to add some geometry, some segments in here. The bend tool won't work very well without that. So let's go into our segments here along the z-axis, and we'll make it like, let's try 60. Drop the tool and go to our front. Let's try the right view so we can see what we're doing here. Let's go to Control E on the Mac. That will launch the bend tool, and here you get this blue circle and this control spine here, which you can pull out along the length of your bend. The spine acts as a fall off and kind of controls the amount of bend or kind of the influence of the bend. It's a little easier to show, but this is where you actually get the bend, and you can pull the spine in. You can see the curve here becoming tighter or more broad, and you can also click on these crosshairs on this disk widget here, and that will control the curve as well. Go to perspective view to see what we're doing here a little better, and you can really get some really cool shapes. It's a very elegant tool, I find. And so that's pretty much it. Just a few quick ways of curving things in Modo.